MT Guitar. Today we're doing a great beginner electric guitar riff, Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. No doubt their biggest hit, and this riff is basically repeating throughout the whole song. Okay, and we really just have a nice chance to do some alternate picking, and it's a good riff to learn to get you playing multiple strings without too much fuss with the left hand, right? Let's take a second and talk about some of the lead riffs. This would be a little more than the beginner, so I'll start with the beginner stuff, and then I'll get into more of the lead riffs. But check these out; these are pretty cool. Right, that'll be the first one, and then you can do this one. And the third one, that would be right. There's that really cool bridge that happens when, you know, it just completely changes key. This is in the key of A minor, right? G and F are very common chords in the key of A minor, so they'd be flat 7 and flat 6 chords. But then it goes to F minor and it starts doing this part. Right. And then the bass line, I don't have my distortion hooked up right now, but the bass line with the guitar heavily fuzzed and distorted would be right. So I'll cover all that just so you can play all the parts as always, but really if you're a beginner and you want to get some nice riffs under your belt, we'll start with this classic riff, and that's really all you need to just sort of enjoy this song. And then the rest is sort of icing on the cake. Also, of course, there was the famous SNL scene, just a great scene with Will Ferrell and Christopher Walken, where Will Ferrell is acting like he's the cowbell player, and Christopher Walken is acting like a producer, and he says, I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. My impressions used to be a lot better, especially of that one, but it's off the cuff. What are you going to do? So that sort of reinvigorated the song's fame, although it was a big hit at the time as well. So there'll be a tab for this on the Patreon, as always. Check that out and hit the bell icon, subscribe. All those things really help out, as well as hitting the thumbs up. So let's jump on in. So this lesson is really nice for a beginner to get some riffs under their belt. And I'm gonna teach you a little bit about alternate picking. And no matter what level you are, you know, this is a great riff to just have in your vocabulary, right? So let's get an A minor chord going, but we're only going to really need the 4th and 3rd strings fretted. So you could just do that, or as a matter of habit, you could put your first finger there to have the whole A minor chord. But anyway, we're going to do 5th string open, right, of the A minor, and then 5th, 4th, 3rd, then you go open. Okay, on the 3rd string, so like that. Then you go to a G chord, and you just go down the bass strings here from 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. Okay, you don't even need the 3rd fret 1st string. You could put it there in case you want to strum as well, but or make a good habit, but you don't need it necessarily. So far we have release G. Now F, but all we're going to need is the 2 bass strings here. So we don't need the bar chord. We don't even need anything besides the 1st and 3rd fingers. So hopefully you can see that there. That would be 1st fret, 6th string, 3rd fret, 5th string. And you're just going to go 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. Okay, so far. Right? And then G, same thing as before. So let's do the whole thing in a nice slow tempo. Ready? 3, 4. Okay. Now obviously it's a little quicker, so let's try it at pretty much the tempo of the song. 3, 4. Now for the right hand, really it's alternate picking is going to be your best bet, meaning down, up, down, up. And then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, every time. So you're always switching. It's kind of reminiscent of a strumming pattern, right? Usually in strumming, we're always switching down and up. Sometimes there's different ways you can do it. Of course, economy picking, or you could go all down if you're going for that sound. But in this case, we're going to do alternate picking as a recommendation. Okay, then on sort of the chorus area, we have strumming. You could do power chords or the full chords. So I'm going to do power chords because I think that's what they're doing in the studio. So I'm going to do an F5 here, 1, 3, 3 on the bass strings, and then up to G to A. Okay, sorry, so that would be F5, G5, A5. Now back to F5, and I'm just going down, down, down because it's kind of a heavy rock tune by this point, right? So let's recap. F, don't fear the reaper. Good. Now F to E5. I recommend just moving those fingers down and keeping the 6th string open. And then A5. And then G. And then we repeat on F. So let's do that whole loop. I'll call out the chords. Ready? F down to G to A. Here's the F. F to E to A to G. Now we just repeat. F, G, A, but this time G. Now we go back to the riff. Okay, so it's kind of a fluid thing. The power chords kind of go into the riff pretty quickly. So I'm going to run that all again slowly, and then you'll see when the riff comes in. All right, so 3, 4. F, E, A, G, F, G, A, G. Now the riff. Doesn't really matter if you start the riff a little sooner or later. The F to G to A is the exact chords of the riff. So if you want, you could start the riff a little sooner and it wouldn't make a difference. That's all really for the main section that's in A minor. I told you I would show you these riffs, so why don't I do that now? So let me play them for you here. I messed up the rhythm there, so hold on. There we go. So we're in A minor here, so we're going to do 15th fret to 13-12, 13-12, then 15th fret, full note bend. It's not really a beginner riff here, so don't worry if you're a beginner, just skip this part, I guess. But it would be 15, I like to teach all the parts, right? So 15, 13, 12, 13, 12, bend 12, 15, 13, 12, 12, 14, 12. So the whole thing slow would be. Okay, all in A natural minor. That's the first riff. The next riff is similar. It's well, it's in the same position here. So that would be 14th, 3rd string, 12, 13, 2nd string, 12, 14, and then 14, full note bend, unbend, 15th fret, full note bend, unbend, 13, 12, 12, 14, 12. So all together would be Okay. Third riff would be so now we've switched to this position. So here's 10, 2nd string, 12, half note, half step bend to 13, 12th fret, 1st string, unbend, 10, 12 on the 3rd string, 9, 12, 10. All together would be. Okay, those will be written on the Patreon if you want to, really nail those riffs with some more clarity. Then we have this interesting part here. Okay, so we're going to do F minor triad, 10, 9, 8 on the first 3 strings, and we're going to go 5 times. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5 times, we switch to 10, 8, 7. 2, 3, up there. All right, so that would be that part right there. The bass and guitar and low end guitar here, we'll be doing this bass line here. 6th string, 1st, 3rd, 4th frets, 5, 3. All right, that's over an F minor chord. Then the G. This is like a G7 triad here, by the way. So the next chord is G, 3rd fret, 2nd, 5, 6, 5. Whole thing. And here. Okay. At a certain point, it just kind of fades out, and then we have this riff, which honestly, you know, most of you, I'm assuming, just wanted to learn this riff if you're still here. So if you want to add this part, it's a cool little instrumental bridge that is in a completely different key. And, you know, now you can play the entire thing if you'd like. So hopefully this makes sense. It's a great riff to get under your fingers, especially for a beginner. So let me know if there's any questions, and enjoy.